Hello everyone, I am Par Manglani from the BSc Honours in Data Science and AI at IIT Guwahati. This video is my submission for DA 379 Internship 3rd for trimester 9. I will be presenting the work as I did as an AI engineer intern at Ikshan AI based in Gurgaon, and yes, this internship was later converted into a full-time role which I'll get to. So yes, let me walk you through a quick roadmap. I'll cover the organization and the product doable claw, then my role and the AI stack I worked with. After that, the standard workflow we followed to building AI agents. Then the two main agents I shipped, an autonomous outbound mail agent and a multi-source research agent. Finally, the key technical challenge I run into and how I solved it, along with the recognition and TPO. Let's start. So yes, Ikshan AI is a Gurgaon-based AI startup, small founding team under 10 people, building AI agents for business intelligence. It's founded by Vivek Gaur, who was previously the Chief Growth Officer at PhysicsWallah, which gave the company a strong grounding in what Indian businesses actually need. Their flagship product is Doable Claw. The pitch is simple. A user pastes their website URL and Doable Claw's AI reads their sites, analyzes their market and competitors autonomously, and gives them a step-by-step growth playbook in about 2 minutes. Completely free, no sign up needed, India focused. The market Doable Claw serves as small and medium businesses in India that can't afford traditional consulting. So the product is essentially trying to replace what would otherwise be a multi-day human consulting engagement within a 2-minute AI-powered report. On the right side, you can see my role, AI engineer intern on the founding team, work from home from Gurgaon from 1st April to 1st June 2026, and that this internship was converted into a full-time position at Ikshan AI via a pre-placement offer. So yes, now I will walk you through a roles and toolset. As a founding team member, my role was a mix of AI engineering and product. On the responsibilities side, building autonomous AI agents in production, doing web scraping across websites and social platforms. LLM engineering, which covers prompting and tool use and orchestration. Sorry, retrieval augmented generation pipelines, evaluating agents for quality and participating in product decisions. On the tool side, Python and FastAPI for the backend, Claude by Anthropic as the underlying LLM, and Claude Code as my primary development environment. Playwright for browser-based web scraping, Hexa and Parallel as web search APIs, React and Astro on the front end, Notion and Slack for team coordination, and VS Code and PyCharm as IDE. Almost every project combined multiples of these. The interesting engineering was in how they fit together, not in any single tool. So yes, now before I get into a specific agent, this slide shows the standard process which we followed for building any new doable claw agent, because it's genuinely the DNA of the product. Sorry. It starts with the founder Vivek bringing a real business problem. Step 2, we characterize the target, what type of company, what they need, where the value would come from. Step 3, we design the web scraping strategy where the raw data lives, LinkedIn, X, the open web, and so on. Step 4, we use Claude to synthesize that raw data into a structured insight. Step 5 is agent orchestration with RAG for context management and tool use. And step 6 is shipped being behind fast API with proper evaluation metrics. Both agents I am about to talk about, the mail agent and the research agent, followed this next pipeline. So yes, now the first agent I shipped was the autonomous outbound mail agent. This handles the entire cold email workflow end to end. The way it works, you feed it a lead list. For each lead, the agent scrapes that company's website using Playwright, pulls structured information about the business, and then Claude identifies concrete issues on the site. Things Things like missing SEO signals, unclear positioning, weak CTAs, whether doable claw could possibly help fix those identified issues, becoming the grounding for the LLM to draft a cold mail. And crucially, this is not template mail merge. Every email is genuinely different because the issue identified for each lead are different. The agent then sends the email in bulk autonomously. On the right, the second half of this project was the tracking system I built alongside the agent. Because if you are going to run outbound at scale, you need to know what's working. So I built tracking for open events, replies, and clicks on every links in the email body, all captured natively without depending on third-party email service provider dashboards. The outcome, which you can see in the highlighted box, the campaigns using the agent got a meaningful higher open rate than the team's baseline for conventional cold outreach. That was direct evidence that the per lead personalization approach was working. So yes, now I will explain you my key agent two. The second agent was the research agent. This is the one that produces doable clause business intelligence reports. The input is simple: a company name or URL. The agent that goes off and pulls public information from all these sources you see on the left: LinkedIn, X, Instagram, Reddit, the open web. And it uses Exa and Parallel as web search APIs to find relevant content across all of these. Then it aggregates everything into one comprehensive business intelligence report on that company. On the right, what the report actually contains: the company's positioning and product surface, their public communications across channels, customer sentiment pulled from Reddit and reviews and comments, observable competitive moves, and essentially the raw material a growth team would need to plan outreach or strategy. This report becomes the standard artifact used internally at Ikshan AI, whether a new client was onboarded or whenever the team needed to diagnose a new market. Fully automated end to end, no human in the loop between input and BI report. So yes, now I will tell you the technical highlight of the internship and also the recognition moment both on one slide. On the left, the challenge: while building the research agent, I hit a real bottleneck. For any well-known target company, the raw research corpus I was pulling from LinkedIn plus X plus Instagram plus Reddit plus the open web very quickly grew. Uh, Way beyond what the LLM's context window could handle. So the naive approach of concatenating everything and asking Claude for a summary just didn't work. The solution was to build a proper RAG pipeline. I split the raw scraped content into semantic chunks, embedded each chunk into a vector representation, and then for each section of the BI report, I only retrieved the top few most relevant chunks and passed those to the LLM at synthesis time. The result: small effective context, outputs grounded in real source text, much lower hallucination, and I could scale to arbitrarily large evidence bases. On the right, the recognition side. Midway through the internship, the founder Vivek Gaur sent me an email describing the work as quote phenomenal. And then about 3 months into the engagement, that got converted into a formal pre-placement offer. The internship became a full-time role at Ikshan AI. For me personally, that's the biggest signal from this internship. The technical work landed. So yes, now a quick connection back to my coursework and a summary of what shipped. On the left, the courses that actually applied. LLM application engineering was the most immediately relevant. Prompting, tool use, RAG, evaluation of LLM driven systems came up literally every day. Python and data modeling underpinned all the backend and the typed report structures. Analytics and English, surprisingly important because a lot of the product facing side of the role is articulating what an agent does and why to non-technical people. On the right, deliverables: the outbound mail agent in production, the multi-source research agent with RAG synthesis, the email tracking system, and a reusable foundation that later doable claw agents build on top of. And beyond the classroom, two habits that college doesn't really teach me: the discipline and focus needed to actually ship autonomous systems into production without someone reviewing every commit. Startups doesn't have that safety net and the discipline of asking sharper, better scoped questions before you start work. Both of these materially changed how I approach problems now. So yes, that's my submission for DA 379. To quickly recap, I worked as an AI engineer intern on the founding team at Ikshan AI. Shipped two production agents on Doable Claw, the autonomous mail agent with tracking, and the multi-source research agent with a RAG-based synthesis pipeline. Got direct recognition from the founder, and the internship was converted to a full-time role via PPO. Thank you for watching. I am happy to take any questions in the Viva. So yes, contact details are also on the screen if you want to contact me. So yes, thank you.